Captain Smith knew that Titanic had enough lifeboats for 1,178 people, only about half the number of passengers and crew on board. Many people would die if a rescue ship didn't arrive in time. He rushed toward the ship's wireless room and ordered that Phillips and Bride send out a distress call to the first ship that responded was the Carpathia, but it was 58 miles away. It would need 4 hours to reach the sinking ship. Titanic's crew, who fired rockets to get attention of the ship they could see about 10 miles away, but it never answered. What's going to happen? Final hours. The lifeboats were ready by 12:25 a.m. But many people didn't want to board them. Climbing into the boats was scary. Many passengers didn't believe that the wonder ship would be gone. The crew worried that they would have time to lower all the lifeboats, so some boats went down less than half full. That was very bad. But there's only half. When the last lifeboat launched, more than 1,500 people were stranded on the sinking ship. Oh no! As the stern tilted upward, the hundreds of victims fell into the icy waters. Others held onto the ship, slipped below the until the ship slipped below the waves. Other people in the lifeboats were haunted by the victims' depressing screams or hope. The sounds have slowly faded. And actually, Titanic broke in half. But not actually like a bunch of pieces and stuff, but large pieces, as shown here. Let's see that large piece, another large piece, and all the other large pieces. So it didn't sink, sink intact. They survived. Many people on the lifeboats were wearing their pajamas after spending hours in the freezing cold The Carpathia was welcome sight. Carpathia's crew had plenty of clothes, blankets, and warm food ready for the survivors. They quickly helped the freezing people out of their little lifeboats. By 9 o'clock p.m., Monday, April 15th, 1912, Carpathia headed towards New York with 105 survivors. And here are all the survivors with their biographies and all their stories on the Titanic. News of the disaster spread quickly. No one could believe that the ship people said was unsinkable had vanished below the waves, and more than 1,500 passengers on the crew have suffered a terrible death. Titanic's tragic ending made the wonder ship even more famous. Over the years, dozens of books, films, songs, musicals have retold the shocking story. Even though the ship was long gone, fascination it lives on. 10 real reasons for the Titanic tragedy. So, we're almost done with the book. Hooray! The hulking iceberg in the middle of the North Atlantic always gets blamed for the sinking of the Titanic. But that's not the only reason. So many people lost their lives that night. Here are some of the reasons why, and I'll read just a little bit. So Titanic builders removed some of the ship's lifeboats. The builders lowered the Titanic's bulkheads to make more room for the grand staircase. The bow was stronger than the sides of the hull. Titanic scraped against the iceberg. Well, basically the original launch date, it would make it not hit the iceberg. The sea was usually calm, which made an iceberg easier to spot. But that one, the waves were usually calm. But it wasn't calm. Titanic's crew couldn't find the ship's binoculars for the lookout. Jack Phillips and Harold Bride worked on the company, but they didn't think that it was sinkable. Captain Smith delayed the section to send the ship's course as if you have given the order sooner, the ship would not have been heading direction of the iceberg. The Californian was just 10 miles away. Of its wireless radio has been turned off. The night people say it could have saved people before Titanic sank. And search and discovery. For more than 70 years, no human eye saw Titanic. Many people tried to find the ship, but they failed. But that all changed in 1985 when Robert Ballard used Ergo, a new kind of underwater vessel, to locate the trail of the broken pieces that fell out. Then followed this trail the remains of the ship. In 1986, Robert Ballard visited the sunken ship in a tiny submarine and landed on Titanic's deck, and sent robot named JJ inside to look around. Here is the submarine, and here's JJ. Here is Titanic treasures. When Robert Ballard announced that Titanic's location in 1986, people began to visit the site. They all wanted to see the wonder ship. Take the pieces of it home. People have removed more than 6,000 items from Titanic. So they wanted to get pieces, and they found really good stuff. But Robert Ballard did not think people should take this stuff. They thought that they should leave it at the ocean floor because that was Titanic's grave. Over time, visitors had damaged Titanic, so have tiny ocean creatures, reddish brown rusticles, now cover most of the ship. They formed as bacteria, and fungi. Dine on iron and steel. And final mission, maybe the final mission. Well, the best mission to close the book on Titanic. In 2010, scientists spent 20 days photographing and filming every inch of Titanic, including its huge trail of broken pieces. The images will be used to create a 3D model of the site. You'll probably never visit Titanic in person, but soon you'll be able to explore the shipwreck virtually from the comfort of your living room. How cool is that? So, here is the expedition on the sinking of Titanic. So they try to find out about the sinking of the Titanic. Why? Do scientists want to make a detailed computer model of Titanic? Why do scientists want to make a detailed computer model of Titanic? Because someday that will be all left of the wonder ship. Because of the rusticles. And also there's also a glossary of all of the stuff. But you probably know all of the stuff in there. And that's the end of the Titanic. How'd you like the book, everyone? I loved it. It's great. I loved it. I really like it. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. And also, I'll see you on the 3rd episode of Mega Beasts, right? Right. Okay, so guys, bye guys, and wear your seatbelt.